I did get a full pardon and a full expungement for my record. I was one of the first people in the state to have that done. My record was extensive. As I said earlier, I had multiple years in and out of incarceration. I thought there'd never be a pathway for someone like myself with my history to have that opportunity. And I went to BCI and I got my record, and it was a lot, and they denied me. So I went to the Board of Pardons because the recovery community and some legislators had the foresight to enact an expungement process to do a BCI override. This is before we had clean slate law. This is before we had RASA. And I said, I want to kick the door open. It's not about me. It's about all the people that are going to come after me. That's what this is about. And I do a lot with corrections. I still do. And I have not gone to any jail or any prison and asked anyone if all of you had an opportunity to have your records pardoned or expunged and get gainful employment and have the ability to support you and your families and your children, to have real jobs with real benefits, how many of you would do it? Stunned to see the entire population raise their hand. And I thought, this is my mission. So I started that process on my own. It was very complicated. It was very drawn out. I was in college at the time. And I might add, I'm dyslexic with cognitive learning disabilities. Guys like me don't go to college. So for me to be in college and graduate with a 4.0 through the support of our local recovery community and the support of an attorney that heard my story, she came alongside of me and said that she would help me. And she helped me through that process. And I went before the Board of Pardons, and I was one of the first cases to go through that Board of Pardons after that law was enacted. And I disclosed my entire record. I was very candid, I was very open, and I was very honest about everything they asked. We took a couple-minute break, and then they asked me, what have you done in your recovery? What have you done to support our community? And then I started talking about the things I've done and I continue to do in our community. I very rarely talk about the things that I do in the community. The people that I serve, they know who they are, and they know that I've come up and helped them. But I'm not like trying to, become a poster child for that. I just look for a need, and I help underserved populations, the homeless, the veterans, LGBTQ community, you name it. I've got my hands in it in some shape, fashion, or form. And this attorney worked with me until I was able to get my expungement. And I'll tell you something, and a pardon. And I'll tell you something, I was at work and I got a phone call, and it was from the Board of Pardons. I excused myself from our staff meeting. I went out to the parking lot, and I called them back, and they said, Mr. Tease, the board has made a decision. I get choked up. They said that your record has been expunged and fully pardoned. And I said, what does that mean for me? And they said, that means you'll never have to check the box ever again. And I started to cry right there. I went back to my staff meeting and I told everyone in the staff meeting, I just received a complete pardon. I never have to check the box. But then that put me on a crusade. If I don't have to check the box, neither should any of you. I believe that with my entire heart, but it took work, and I had to be honest with myself, and I had to be honest with what I've done, and I had to take a complete accountability for where I was in my life and in my recovery by helping the next person out. Did I answer that adequately?
It's amazing.
I wanted to add one other thing. My family, the people that know me, it's life-changing. It's absolutely life-changing to be able to have that. And the College of Social Work called me and asked me if I would come teach for them. And I said I would. And when I put the application in, they said, do you have a criminal history? And I sat there for 25 minutes because my habit was to check the box. And I realized I didn't have to. And it was my first big test because they're going to run my record. And I'm like, should I lie? They said I didn't have to check the box, and I didn't check the box. They ran my record, and it came back with nothing, and I was hired.